crunch, bring it back, single leg swing. Let me teach you how to wrestle. Okay. Let me teach you how to wrestle.
All right, and we are back, Wrestling Mindset, with the great Luke Stanich. Luke, All-American, PIWA champ. Thanks for joining us.
Yep, no problem.
Awesome. So, awesome, solid few weeks of wrestling. I mean, the whole season. But, man, awesome, great wrestling. Talk about the NCAAs. Let's start there.
Well, first of all, it was just an awesome experience. You know what I mean? I've never been to the NCAA tournament as a spectator, so that was my first time going. And I heard a lot of people say that the Kansas City venue was here, go that way. The Kansas City venue was better than some of the previous venues, but just like the sirens going off and everything like that, it was definitely an awesome experience, and I'm just super grateful that I could do that as a true freshman, and just be able to represent Lehigh. You know what I mean? It was just awesome. I think that I could have performed even better. I wanted to be a national champ. That's what I went into the tournament planning for. But you know what I mean? Not everything goes to plan, and I worked my butt off. You know what I mean? I worked as hard as I could. So I'm still proud of that. You know what I mean? And can't really complain too much. I still have 3 years to get it done. So definitely super grateful to be a true freshman All-American.
EIWAs. Talk about that a little bit. I know we're
Yeah, so
probably feels like a lifetime. Probably feels like a lifetime ago after this past weekend.
Yeah, no, it feels like a long time ago. But EIWAs, I went to that tournament, the same thing. You know what I mean? It's just I have nothing really to lose, as a true freshman, and I did go in as a first seed, so you could say like I could have some pressure, but there's not really pressure when nobody's kind of holding me to a standard, and if I'm just going out there and having fun, you know what I mean? There's nothing more I can do than just going out there and do like wrestling how I practice. So yeah, EIWAs was definitely great experience.
Absolutely. Now, and saw a lot now with being a Jersey guy, and and just did that show with we're going to release it next week with Monaco and Buxton. So you were over there, right? You were over at the Edge, trained over there.
Yeah, I've been training at the Edge.
It's your place.
I mean, yeah, I can contribute like so much of my success to him, and he's just an awesome guy. So I'm really looking forward to that coming out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Talk about how your mindset has developed over the years, like from high school through college to now. I'm sure still always learning more and more about yourself.
Mm-hmm. So I would say in high school I didn't take mindset as seriously. You know what I mean? Definitely the first couple years. And towards the end, there was a lot of people like telling me how I should there's a lot of people telling you like how you should think, you know what I mean? And like oh, like don't be nervous. And obviously you're always gonna be nervous for a wrestling match. You're competing. But turning that nervousness kind of into a love, you know what I mean, for me, and just like learning how to love those gritty situations, I think like was huge. Like so now when I come back to the center after like a break in the action, I'm like, wow, that was fun. You know what I mean? Or wow, like this is a tough match and I love it. And the NCAA tournament really displays that, because if you look at my path, there was a lot of 4-0 victories, 4-1 victories, lots of gritty victories. I mean, there was like every single match was a battle. You know what I mean? And I just like learned to love that. I learned to have fun, and not thinking about the outcome as much, because if you get like caught up in the outcome, then it's just gonna psych you out. You know what I mean? So I just go out there and I just believe in my training. You know what I mean? I listen to my coaches and I just go out there, try to be as relaxed as possible, and just remember why I do it. You know what I mean? I do it for fun, and there's nobody's gonna hate me if I lose. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of people that have a lot of pressure on themselves, and especially if you're a senior and you get to All-American or something. I totally get it, but I mean at the end of the day, it's a sport. You know what I mean? It's for fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, being with Coach Santoro and I mean all of Lehigh coaching staff, just some of the best in the country. And I mean, when we talked with Ernie and with Buck, they couldn't say enough nice things about Coach Santoro and the staff, and about what a great situation it is at Lehigh. So yeah, talk about how the coaches have helped you since being there.
Yeah, so I jumped levels since I got here. I think a lot of my technique and my hand fighting skills were definitely built up at edge. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely contribute a lot of my technical skills there and a lot of my technical skills at Lehigh. Don't get me wrong. Coach Pat is a wizard when it comes to wrestling knowledge. But since I've got here, I mean, they're all of them are great people. You know what I mean? And they just make wrestling like so much more fun. And they're just there for me every step of the way. Anything I need, you know what I mean? And I think a big part of the coaching staff at Lehigh that kind of separates it from like other teams is there's nobody on our team that they don't go all in for. You know what I mean? If you're willing to do the work, they're all invested in you. You know what I mean? Every single kid on the team, if they're willing to come in and do the work and they're not slacking off, the coaches care about you. And I think just like it's just a great environment, you know what I mean? And mentality wise, they built me up for sure. Coach Pat says the same thing. Just go out there and just try and score points. You know what I mean? In high school, I think I was like so caught up on winning a state title and I made that kind of everything that once I actually got to states, I let matches be a lot more close than they had to be. Um, but I think in college, I try to score points, and obviously I still have a lot of close matches, NCAAs, like one takedown per match, but that's me trying to score. You know what I mean? So if I wasn't trying to score, I would lose those matches. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't get those takedowns. So I think just having fun over here at Lehigh. I think it's an up and coming program, and I think super slept on. And I think in the years to come that we're gonna be just keep growing. I mean, this year we have a young team. Pretty much everybody's coming back, so I just think you can expect to see us climb up the rankings in the coming years.
Oh yeah, no, I mean anyone who really knows wrestling knows how tough Lehigh is year in and year out. I mean, back when I was a freshman in high school, which was 1998, 1999, I had my Lehigh wrestling shirt, and that was like the dream: go wrestle at Lehigh. But
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I went to the camps when I was younger. It was pretty intimidating because we were in the dorm that was at the very top of the hill, so it was like the University of Steps and Hills. And I
Oh
remember
my
saying,
God, it's
man, so these
terrible.
guys are probably. Do you guys run those hills a lot, doing steps a
Yeah,
lot?
yeah, we did preseason. So the coaches believe, um, like towards the end of the year, it's more relaxed for sure. So we're not doing anything crazy. We're doing conditioning in the room, like occasionally to make sure that like we're keeping up with that. But towards the end of the season, we weren't running steps or anything like that. And I know in the past, like some of the upperclassmen said that like years past, it was more heavy on like step running and stuff like that. But we didn't do a lot of that. But trust me, you get enough cardio as it is walking back from class. I mean, I'm at the top of my dorm building, so I got to walk all the way down the hill and then all the way up the steps. And I mean, it's like I hear a lot of people complaining about it a lot, but it's whatever. You know what I mean? It's over with pretty quick. So yeah, it's definitely a pain in the butt sometimes, but it's nothing that nobody can't handle.
The time is now to take your mindset to the next level with Wrestling Mindset. Make sure you go to our website, wrestlingmindset.com, and sign up for your free trial session today. Don't wait any longer. You want the mental edge right now. When you sign up for the free trial session, you're also going to get a copy of our free ebook, Building the Predator Mindset. This book has helped thousands of people build confidence, relax under pressure, get motivated, and build mental toughness in wrestling, school, and life. Make sure you sign up for your free trial session today. No, but it goes underappreciated until you're there. And I like what you said there, Luke. I said when you said walking downhill, people don't realize that. People just think, oh yeah, going uphill. No. In a lot of ways,
Yeah.
it's much easier to walk uphill than downhill because you're constantly catching yourself. It's like when you're sore, you want to walk uphill. When you walk down, every step hurts.
Yeah, no, yeah, you get very sore, very, very sore.
No,
You got almost get used to it. I think my legs probably got a lot stronger since I've been here. I used to have chicken legs, and I still do kind of have chicken legs, but at least not as bad as they were in high school.
No, it's the real deal. So now you'll be on everyone's radar. Not, of course, you were on everyone's radar this year, but now especially more next year. How does that change or not change the approach? How do you still keep it the same? I know we're ways off, but still.
Yeah, it doesn't change a thing. You know what I mean? The only thing I can do is focus on my own training, and I think a lot of people come out of the NCAA tournament, um, maybe like satisfied with their performance. They're like, "Oh, I'm sick of the wrestling, and I need a break." And sure, like I'm definitely gonna take this week off. I mean, I was cutting a lot of weight, so that was pretty taxing on my body. But I'm more hungry than ever after that NCAA tournament. So I'm just ready to start going into the practice room and just like working on my skills, cleaning up on things I messed up on in the tournament, because I just know that my ceiling is so much higher. And as long as I keep that mentality that I just have so much to grow on and improve on, then I'm just gonna keep jumping levels. So I think regarding my being on people's radars, that doesn't really affect my mindset. Just worry about my own training, worry about my teammates, and just keep doing what I do and having fun with it.
Absolutely. I guess kind of an obvious question now, but still worth bringing up. Yeah, you and Crookham both being freshmen,
Mhm.
how much does that help? I mean, do you guys get to wrestle? Do you guys wrestle a lot in the room? I mean, it's got to really help you guys both tremendously.
Yeah, we wrestle a lot. I definitely we did definitely switch it up, and we have like great coaches in there like Henderson and Darian Cruz, and I also like wrestling with some of the smaller guys like Logan Wadle and Ethan Smith. So we got a lot of guys to train with in there. Um, the lightweights, I mean, all throughout we're very deep, but the lightweights we have a lot of training options. But he helped me so much. I mean, just seeing how he goes about his life, you know what I mean? He lives perfectly. So it's just very inspiring, and sometimes you'll catch him like in the practice room just walking around like raising his own hand, you know what I mean,
Awesome.
preparing like putting himself in that situation. And I don't do that, but like when I like run on the treadmill, I'm just imagining myself putting myself in the NCAA tournament finals and stuff like that. Um, but Crookham, he's awesome to have. You know what I mean? And the fact that we're both freshmen, I mean, we're here for another 3 years. You know what I mean? We both have 3 years left. So, I mean, I think that just goes to show you that we're not going anywhere. Lehigh's not going anywhere. We had a good year this year, but it's only going to get better. So,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, no, that's awesome. And the other thing I noticed, and this is true for like most of the Lehigh guys I've seen throughout the years. Now, like I said, going back even to like 97, 98. I mean, there's always variation in the groups, but like seeing your interviews, seeing Crookham's interviews, and I'm just like, these are just good guys. Like you just kind of tell, like just nice guys too. And I feel like that's been the vibe overall, I would say, for the guys from Lehigh throughout the years. And no doubt, and large credit to the coaching staff, Coach Santoro, who we've known for years, Greg Strobel leading the pack there. God rest his soul, but he was great. He was the coach back
Yeah.
when I was wrestling in college. So yeah, I mean, it seems like again just a really solid environment of quality people. I'm sure for the most part.
Yeah, no, the coaches build character over here for sure. You know what I mean? Coach Santoro, he's building wrestlers, but more importantly, he's building humans. So, we're all gonna graduate here with great degrees, and we're just gonna be better people. And I've already grown so much as a person since I've been here. And just like being surrounded by so many like-minded individuals and so many great people. It's definitely just inspiring. You know what I mean? I'm just happy to be here. I just feel like I'm at like a humble little school and in the mountains. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, and Coach Pat himself is probably one of the best people you'll ever meet. You know what I mean? Just like he also just does everything right, and he's always just looking for the best for everyone. So I think since I've been here, I've grown so much. I've matured a lot. You know what I mean? And that's just not from me getting older. That's just from, the environment. You know what I mean? So I think Lehigh is a great place, and Coach Pat isn't gonna accept anyone being
Right.
inappropriate at the NCAA tournament or anything like that. You know what I mean? So we're all um we're all good people over here.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. Hey, yours was the McDonald's interview, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm a big fan of McDonald's, and I think everybody pretty much knows that by now.
Dude, me too. I mean,
Yeah,
I can't have it now because my metabolism, my work ethic is not nearly the same as what it once was. Okay,
yeah.
we got to rate it. McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. If you had to put them in order.
McDonald's is number one. McDonald's is number one for me always. Wendy's number two, and then Burger King far, far third for me. I mean, I think Wendy's burgers are pretty good, but I don't really mess with Burger King that much.
I agree completely with that order, and for those reasons. Then
Yeah,
McDonald's, then Wendy's, and then much further down.
further down is Burger King. Yeah, I agree.
That's good stuff. When are you competing next? Are you doing any opens in the off season? What does it look like? If someone wants a piece of you, where do they find you?
Yes, so there's some freestyle tournaments coming up, and we haven't really talked with our coaches yet about it because we just got done with the season. So right now, I think some of the kids, like our heavyweight Nathan Taylor, is training for last chance qualifier. But I haven't really went over it with my coaches. But if I can compete, I would love that. You know what I mean? I would just want to compete, and if you learn to love to compete, then you're gonna find every opportunity. So I don't know what the plan is going forward. There's also like the weight question. Don't know what weight I'm gonna be. So as of now, it's still undecided, but you can expect to see me at some freestyle tournaments. I'm also very confused on like how, because it's a different process for senior trials, U23s, U20s, U17s. It's all different how it works and like the locations for those tournaments. So I don't really know how the process works, but you can probably expect to see me at something like that.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Last question. Is there anything that maybe most surprised you about college wrestling, or maybe something you didn't expect, not necessarily surprised you, maybe something you didn't expect, or a certain lesson that you learned that you didn't see coming? Maybe a way that maybe you've grown or anything.
Yeah, so everyone's gonna be good in college. You know what I mean? If they're wrestling team one, they're here for a reason. So you see a lot of people get to college and they kind of fizzle out, or some guys like explode onto the scene. But you learn to realize that winning doesn't always mean being the better guy. You know what I mean? It's just whoever scores more points at the end of the match. So especially at 25, you all year long, all these mixed results. People are like going back and forth. And you're seeing like good guys get teched
Right.
and then go on to beat the same guy that teched them. You know what I mean? And I don't think you really see a lot of that in high school. It's normally the best guys are consistently winning, like 4-time undefeated state champs, stuff like that. And in college, it's a little bit more, it's who's gonna show up that day. And I think just knowing that and just giving your best effort all the time and whatever the outcome is, just moving forward, you know what I mean? And just having a short mind if you lose, you know what I mean? I lost second round at NCAAs to a guy that I know if I wrestled on another day, I could have beaten him. You know what I mean? And I ended up beating him later in the tournament for fifth, sixth. So it's just and that's a big one too, having a short mind. After that, I had to wrestle 4 straight really tough matches. Dean Peterson, Camacho, Matt Ramos, all really, really tough opponents. And they could have probably beaten me on a good day, but I just know that I'm going to go out there and score points, because that's how you win the match. Score more points than your opponent.
Absolutely. That's a great lesson and a great point. I tell people, until you've actually wrestled in college, I try to get the wrestlers to start thinking like that in high school. Like, hey, every single one of your matches is going to be a battle. And if you don't wrestle well, you're going to lose, like against almost anyone. So you want to think that as early as you possibly can. But until you're there, it's hard to see that.
Yeah.
No, awesome.
Exactly.
Awesome stuff, Luke. Thank you very much. We'll have to do it again sometime soon.
Yeah. No problem. Love to hear that.
Keep up the great work.
Yeah. You have a good one.
All right, you too. Take care.
Bye bye.